Howdy. Finally, man, some nice looking heat treat you got on that blade, dude. For real. Did a damn fine job on that. I saw that growing edge on that pin. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, y'all share it up, man. I appreciate that, Mr. Duncan. Sprinkled donut forwards in the house. Yeah, dude, you knocked out the park of that heat treat, brother. I got you a bunch of tongs over here. Almost finished. Almost finished. You're gonna have a whole shitload come too soon, and I got your hammer too. Yeah, it's pretty cold here, man. Should be snowing, but it's not. It's raining. I don't understand. Last time we got snow, we got about 4 inches. It was 36 degrees outside. It's 32 right now. It's not snowing. It's raining. I heard you having some pretty snowy weather out there at your place, James. I got Texas's weather is confused. I heard. Hey, Monica, how you doing? Ben, what's up? Ah, Matthew's in the house. Everybody's here. All right, so folks want to see the flatter maker. I just knocked this up out of some, I think it's 2x1 flat bar, and made a square. Just make sure it was real nice and square, you know. Rounded these edges up top, welded it all together, put a handle on it. And I made a flatter yesterday with it. And it worked phenomenal. I was dancing out here. I was so damn happy. Now I screwed the flatter up. I went and did that to it, putting the eye in it. Yeah, man, I screwed it up. I got it off center. So I've been selling flatters, man. I just been making them by hand up until now. I got the power hammer, and I don't use the flatter maker under the power hammer. I use it under the press. But yeah, I toasted that flatter, so I'll probably make that for myself. So we're gonna do it again. This time I'm gonna let y'all see how it works. It works pretty good. The first thing I'm gonna do, I've got to neck down the pole of the flatter on the power hammer before I can put it in this die right here and take it to the press. 12 to 15 inches. Holy hell. Grayson, what's up? How you doing, buddy? I've got a piece right now, 4140 in the forge. Getting hot. That we're gonna use. Gotten pretty used to the power hammer. Tongs is turning out pretty quick on them now. I can knock out a pair of tongs in just a little bit. I could do half a dozen or so full pair a day in a normal work day now on the power hammer. And that'll get faster the better I get with it, but that comes with time. Practice. By the way, this is only the second cigarette I've had all day. I'm taking Chantix now. This thing tastes like shit. It tastes like shit, man. Hopefully that's what's going to be the reason I quit. I want to quit so bad. Yeah, it's cold here. Definitely cold. My fingers are turning purple. I think I'm colorblind. Yeah, that Chantix definitely makes those cigarettes taste like shit. I mean, not like a cigarette tastes good anyways, but for people who smoke, you know, that's kind of how they pick their brand is the flavor. They're different flavors. Chantix, this is nasty. Good. Yeah, I'd be inside if it's -8 degrees. Fuck all that. But I'm not. It's like, let me see. What's the temperature right now? It ain't showing. Damn it. Yeah, it is. It says it's 34 right now. Buddy of mine up in Seattle said they got like 8 inches of snow yesterday. I guess I ought to aim you at the power hammer. You guys give me a thumbs up and tell me if you could see what I'm doing while I'm standing there working with that camera, this camera angle. Okay? If I'm standing here working like this, can you guys see the hammer guys? Can you see what I'm doing or am I walking this from the camera? Give me a thumbs up if you can see my hand right here. What's up, man? You got some knives on the way. Mr. Rendon, you got some knives on the way. Signature delivery, too. Your carving knife and your hunting knife is on its way to you. Big dog. They're on the way. And I threw some little stack of stickers in there for you and some cards and all kinds of stuff. And it's inside of its own padded case, inside of a box with bubble wrap. Fully insured. Should be there probably tomorrow. Curtis, if you don't fucking like the fact that I'm proud to quit smoking, you can take your ass somewhere else. Don't call me an asshole for parading about telling you. If you want to fucking smoke, that's your choice. My choice is to quit, and I'm happy that I'm quitting. I don't give a fuck if you like it or not. I'll be as happy about it as I want to be. I'll never put nobody down. So don't call me an asshole, because that ain't who I am. I ain't not once sat here and told y'all one fucking thing to do about your personal life, and I never would. I don't appreciate that comment. I ain't never gonna put down somebody that still smokes. I've been fucking smoking since I was 12 years old, dude. I'm an idiot, okay? I ain't gonna sit there and call you an idiot because I do the same shit. But I mean, I got kids that I want to see live their life. That's why I'm quitting. It's up to you if you want to quit. I don't care. I'm not gonna leave the room if somebody's smoking and I'm in there and none of that shit. I'm just not gonna smoke it. I don't like it. I don't like waking up, hacking my brains out, and coughing shit up. I don't like it. I don't like not being able to taste my food and smell shit. I don't like it. That's the only reason I'm quitting. So my kids I can't set an example for my children if I'm doing the shit too. And that's why I'm doing it. It ain't got nothing to do with, I think people are terrible. I don't care. Do what you do. Don't pretend and make me out like I'm some parading asshole because I said I'm happy I'm quitting smoking. Also, remember, I'm quitting smoking, so I got a short fucking fuse. almost hot enough we can start taking her down. We got to get this thing drawn down to where we can fit it in the flatter maker. Because right now, this thing's set up for 1.5 inch square. This is just 1.5 inch square right here. That's going to be the size of all the poles of my flatters. So I've got to neck it all down to that, and then we'll take it and put it into press. What power RPM is the motor? It's a 1 horsepower. Let's see, 1 horsepower. RPM. 1,725 RPM. 1 horsepower, farm duty, totally enclosed fan cool motor. Thank you, Mr. Curtis. I appreciate that. I accept it, man. Sorry, I'm gonna move. All right, let's make some noise, shall we? We gotta get this thing. Another thing I've done. Another thing I've noticed about that power hammer, it matters what kind of shoes you're wearing when you run that thing. Because you got to be able to feel that pedal, or the sweet spot in that pedal. And I'm wearing brand new boots today. So, I mean, I just got them yesterday. So I'm kind of refilling the power hammer's pedal all over again. You know what I'm saying? I've got to feel it with the bottom of your foot, how hard, if you press too hard, you can bog that motor down. It's only 1 horsepower motor. And overheated, it's thermally protected, so it's got a safety on it. You can see the safety button right here on the side. This will break will pop out. Reset button. You don't want to. You don't want to over press the pedal. If you under press the pedal, you'll sit there and burn your tire up. You'll start smelling rubber. And it's all with the feel at the bottom of your foot. So I got on some new boots today, so I got to get back used to what it feels like on my foot pressing that pedal to make the hammer sing. Because there's a sweet spot where that hammer just wham, 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 wham. And like Mr. Duncan said, it's a tech driving dude. It really is. It'll put the power down. But it's a sweet spot, and you got to be able to feel it with your foot. Morning, morning, morning. I've been to garden home. That's a pretty good one. I like that one. That was my favorite garden gnome. Let's turn these up. Shall we? I want this thing hot. I want it hot. Need some VHC on the tire for the burnout. No, but I have to think it's worse mileage than my truck does on tires, I'll tell you that. I'm sure my next tire, it'll last longer because I'll know the pressure of the pedal. I don't want to overpress it and burn my motor up, so I'm underpressing the pedal sometimes. See, little chunks of rubber all over up here. And all over the brake. Yeah. It just sits there and eats that fucking tire up if you don't press hard enough. If you press too hard, it'll eats the motor. So you gotta get used to it. How's the weather, Ting? Let me show you. Cold. Rainy. Cold and rainy. Y'all keep them negatives. Woo. Not for this guy. There's enough heat in the world. You want the bones up for that. That cold, bro. Still got a little ways to go before we can fit her in there. I'll start working down the diagonals now. Just to dress it up, make it pretty looking before I put her down in there. Once that thing's done, it goes down in there. This inside here doesn't change the shape of the pole at all. It doesn't affect it. The flatter doesn't get stuck. Now I say that, and this son of a bitch will get stuck on me. You watch. But the one I made yesterday never once got stuck. I can dump it right out. It worked phenomenally yesterday. So I'm hoping for a repeat today on that. So when we get it neck down, and once it goes down inside here, it shouldn't upset it at all because I've made it tall enough to where the pole doesn't protrude to the bottom and upset and get wider inside. Okay? So I'm using a specific size stock my neck down to leave enough for the flatter head and enough for the pole without the pole reaching all the way down to here, but being beefy enough for it to be struck. You understand? And if it ever was to get stuck, that's why I left the bottom open so I could take it upside down and strike like a set tool for big drift to knock it out. Hopefully. So, it's still a prototype work in progress. So I'll probably make one out of tool steel if this one works and continues to work like I hope it will. I'll put in the money to buy the tool steel. But right now, this is just mild steel 2-inch by 1-inch thick bar stock that I had laying around. I didn't want to invest money. This much tool steel would cost 30, 40 bucks or more. Maybe more. It probably costs 30 bucks a foot, 40 bucks a foot right now at the price. And I'd need a foot and a half to make that. So I want to make sure it's working good before I do anything else. Morning, Baca. How you doing? Tool steel is tricky to weld. Can be. Depends which ones you get. You get that chromium migration, causes it not to want to stick to itself. It creates that layer of oxidation over the steel from the chromium off gassing, and it doesn't like to. Yeah, it can be a bitch. That's why it's tough to forge weld 5160 to itself. If you don't get it in the perfect spot, perfect range of fluxing, because it's a low heat fluxing steel. It'll or not flux scale. It's a low scaling steel. So at a low heat, it'll start scaling faster than mild steel or high carbon steel because it has that chromoly, manganese, whatever. All those different compounds in there that when they get hot, they off-gas and create their own type of oxidation at a low temperature. So that's why you got to flux that shit fast and early off your forge weld, or it'll be really tough to stick it to itself. It ain't got nothing to do with the carbon. It's all about the chromium, the way that shit works. Chromoly. Tenacious Oxides. Sounds like a good band name. Alright. Press that all up. Alright. See there? Fits right down in there. That's a good pole on the back of a flatter there. Put a handle right through there. How? Use a pointer. Our handle will go right about there. So at the top of the handle there, that'll leave about 1.5 inches of pole sticking up. Chromium carbide migration. There it is. Chromium carbide migration. Square pole don't make it hard for the strippers. Gives more traction so they quit sliding so damn fast. You didn't have to erase that. That's funny. That's funny shit. That's pretty good. Y'all know me. That's why I make my streams not for people under 18. Smart on the stream. This isn't PG completely. You can be comical and funny. That was funny as hell, brother. Oh, he still got me chuckling. Shit. I gotta find something to fill my time out here while I'm forging. Because I really want a cigarette between heats. That's like a habit that I'm really trying to break. Next, we'll be going over there to the press. I'll set this right here on the flat die and take the press and I can move it around and use kind of the real light drawing factor, drawing capability of this right here. You get it pressed down in there, and then I'll start using this on top. The fullering tool, basically, to fuller the flatter out like I want it with the press flat. And it works really good. Team degenerates. Y'all are degenerates. I don't really understand why people call us that, but it is what it is. Punch me in the shins to help. Yeah. That'd make me punch you like a football and smoke a cigarette and chill my nerves out. Ankle biting garden gnome. Alright, we're going to start the press. We're going to start the press. We're going to put that hammer in. We're going to smash it in. Now, let's see if it pulls right out of there. Whoop! Right up out of there. See how it puts nice rounded shoulders there instead of sharp corners. Pops right out of there, man. Now that we've got it set in place, I'm gonna get it really hot and start fullering it out. I mean, that's all it is. Made a square hole. Boom. Pooped right out. It pooped right out. He's the Mike Tyson of the garden home circuit. Oh shit. That's funny. Poor Ben. He takes hell from everybody, don't he? A hardy on a handle. That's what my wife calls it anyway. No. Yep, it's a hardy tool with a handle, man. It's got plenty of mass. I'd say the thing weighs 10 pounds easy. Maybe more. It's heavier than my big sledgehammer there. But it's welded pretty good. I preheated all the pieces since it's thick. And I preheated all the pieces that way I get good penetration. You see I got a good penetration. You can look at the underbite of the welder. It didn't cut too deep, but it didn't. You know what I'm saying? It cut in there good, but not so much that it's damaging the structurals. You know, it's not over cutting. I guess I don't know what it's called. I've never been to weld class, but I paid attention to the video. Too much penetration at the top and it's burning too hot. Yeah, it's bad. So preheated that before to about 900 degrees and welded it up. And tack welded it all together. Stuck it in the forge, preheated it, welded. It's very simple. You know, it's very simple die to create. Very simple. It's getting hot. This time we're going to start fullering around. Don't fuller around with me. Yeah, we're going to fuller around a little bit with it. Ting, did I see your order? When? Seen a bunch of orders. I don't necessarily check them all at the same time. When they come in, I normally check all my orders on Monday. They come in over the weekend and stuff, I check that Monday. But what's up, brother? Glad to have you in the stream, man. How you doing, Jared? Good to see you, brother. And if you ordered something from me, that's even fucking cooler, man. Thank you. Oh, you did it last night. And no, I haven't seen it yet, man, but I appreciate the hell out of that. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm definitely taken care of. I normally pull up all my new orders from the weekend on Monday morning before I start my week. So I'll see it Monday. Tomorrow morning, that's the day I'm sure. Today's fun time and catch up on side jobs and stuff like that. Things that aren't Dixie orders. Blades and such and stuff. You guys been following me on Instagram? Give me a thumbs up if you've been following me on Instagram. If not, fucking need to. Don't make me take it twice. Posted some pretty sick Damascus the other day. Some nice looking raindrop Damascus that I'm pretty happy with. I got a custom order for a set of Damascus kitchen knives from Switzerland. Fell out in Switzerland. Ordered set. Got a carving knife, a chef's knife, and a Serbian cleaver, Serbian chef, all Damascus that I've been working on for his order. And I posted 2 bars of Damascus yesterday. One was the 4-bar twisted stack, and one was raindrop. His is the raindrop. That's what his chef's knife is made out of. I've already got his chef's knife, his Serbian cleaver done. It's not finished by any means, but it has been heat treated. Ready to clean up, put handles on, stuff like that, sharpen. And I've already got a carbon knife done. It's not heat treated, it's just shaped out. It's pretty good. So I have one bar that Damascus available. I have the twisted stack available for anybody that's interested or they want a knife made out of it. Holla at your boy. I'll make a knife. I can probably make a little fucking short sword out of it. The bar's not that long. So it's a good sized bar. Just ask old Benny Boo. It's a pretty good sized bar. It's about 2.5, 3 inches wide. About, I'd say 16, 18 inches long. You make a hell of a knife out of it. That's for sure. You can make a couple knives out of it if you want to buy a set. Your choice. Well, if you follow me on Facebook, then you saw what I posted on Instagram. So my Instagram and Facebook's linked. So I don't post on Facebook anymore. I'm normally posting, when I post on Instagram. And it just shares it all, it just automatically posts on Facebook at the same time. That's why all my Facebook posts now have hashtags on it. All my posts on Instagram. And it's just linking it over to my Facebook automatically. So you see, if you follow me on Facebook, which I know you do, then you see the Damascus I posted. Is it going to pop right out? See why I was fucking dancing and cheering yesterday when I made this shit, and that's how good it works? Hoorah! That's what I'm talking about. Like a charm, baby. We'll go one more pass of drawing it out. But you see how clean it makes it? How clean it forges them shoulders there? Yes, it does. Potential stump anvil maker right there. You're right. I do not have a patent on this idea, folks. I'm not that kind of person. If you got a welder and this kind of shit laying around in a press, make you a fucking flatter die. For real. Shit was easy. You see how well it works, man. Works awesome. I'll be right back. I'm so excited I want a cigarette. I'm going to do it. Angle the sides. Yeah, you talking about a drive-in anvil, a stake anvil that you drive into the tree. 34, 35, I think right now, dude. Yeah, that's what my plan is. Now that I know it works this well, and I'll have to leave it. I won't round that out, because rounding that out, it won't sit well in the hardy hole. So I have to leave it perfectly square edges, so I can make perfectly square shoulders to sit down here. Dana, what's up? Or just flip it over and use the bottom. 2-for-1 deal. Flatter maker and hardy tool maker all in one. What about that? Lay the bottom out to where it's the size of my hardy hole, the top for the, like get a piece of plate and put it on here with the 1.25 inch hole for the hardy in the plate. It's like a cap on the bottom. And I can use that, this side to make the hardy tools, and this side to make my flatters. You're a fucking genius, Lord. Thank you. Battery says, not today, brother. He says he's pretty too. Oh, that's just a bomb shit. I like when they're wrangled, but they got the looks to go with it. Yeah. Your hole isn't 1.5 inches. I hope not. You're only 2 foot tall. So your hole's 2.5 inches, not 1.5 inches. Okay, you got that big hole. Now 29 degrees negative. Shit. That's good running weather, man. Throw on your gym shorts and your tank top and hit the road. Go jog a minute. The hole in your anvil's 1 3/8. I think mine's 1.25 inches. Not sure. We can find out right now. 1.8 inch hardy hole in mine. 1.8 inch. All right. Here we go. I love that shit. Oh, gosh. I love how easy it just falls right out of there. And that, folks, is a flatter. Now all it needs is an eye in it, right? Right? That's what I think. drink. And I can make the face even bigger if I wanted to. If I wanted to, I could make the face bigger. Fits right back in the hole. Man. And then, hell, turn it upside down, hit the press it, dress the face up. What do you think? No, they're not tapered. It's squared. I've just got the corners knocked off. I hit them on the 45 with the power hammer. I'm flattered by the stream. I just knocked the edges off, knocked the corners off of it is all. Yep. Not good. Now, let's punch the eye in this bad boy and see if we can get it straight at least. Different punch, I'll be right back. The other side, we'll cut into the shoulders. The other side can be used for making hardy tools, where I need a square shoulder, a square 90 there to sit down in the hardy tool and sit flat on the hammer. So the top could be for top tools, or flatters, set tools, things like that. And the bottom could be for hardy tools. I'll be right back. one that round one didn't cut the bucket. And I got another piece of steel that I'm going to square up, make another flatter to sell. This one's already sold, the one I'm making now. It's already sold. It was an order on Etsy. Wait, he's back. Act cool. Man, you don't ever act cool. What are you talking about? You're not cool. And if you ever were cool, I knew you were acting. Like that. The only problem with this type of punch likes to stick. That's why I was going to a round punch, but the round punch is too big. I need to make a smaller round punch. Make a smaller round punch. That's with using punch loop here. So you see why I was wanting to make a round punch. Round punch don't stick. I can twist it right out. Square punch like stick. Let's do the pain in the ass. When you say stump anvil, are you looking for one that has a like a drive-in stake to drive into a stump? You're looking for one with a taper? Because I can make them just like this, and then when I'm done, taper the hardy shaft to the point that you drive the stake to a point. You know? Is that what you mean by stump anvil? Okay, bushcraft's in the house. Richard Edwards, man, what's up, brother? How you been, dude? I got your call. I sent your message, man. Thank you very much. Hadn't seen you in here in a while, man. How you been, brother? Everything going all right? Let me get this hoodie off. Ugh. It's cold here. Just busy, yeah. Yeah, I heard that, man. Can't complain about that, can we? Yeah, it has been forever. I'm glad you guys stopped in, man. I really appreciate that. This new flatter maker is cast me out, man. I am stoked. I am flattered that it works so well, as Mr. Duncan said. It works phenomenally. These guys can attest to it if you missed it. That thing works perfect. been 3 weeks since my last live stream. Oh no! I need a videographer. I want to put videos out, but I don't have the time. I hate dragging everybody around like that. It's like the live streams. I don't have to edit the shit and upload none of that. You know, I really need somebody that's good at making videos that I can record the shit, just send it to them and let them make the video and upload it for me. I need something like that. It would be awesomely helpful. Hop out of there, you bastard. That thing's made an S7 too. But we're fair enough in it now. We don't come back the other way. We're gonna punch us a slug out. So now I need to put my saddle tool on. Make me a nice little saddle tool. I'll show you guys that here in a minute after I punch this eye out. Try to get this moved down a little bit there. There we go. Nice and red there. So the downside of that hammer, it doesn't have a very tall stroke. Don't have a very tall stroke. Put that back in there, folks. That's the saddle tool. It just sits right down on my bottom die, gives me a place for my slugs to go. Shit like that. Well, I don't bottom out my punch. Hey, Pop. Hey, everybody. You guys say hey to my Pops. He's got a rough go of it right now, guys. He's not doing so hot down there. He had COVID over Christmas. It's turned into COVID pneumonia, which he has found out that he now has a paralyzed portion of his lung. Has to have breathing treatment, so he can't get up and do shit by himself anymore because of breathing. The pneumonia's not going away. Can't kick it. There's no medicine they can give him for the pneumonia, so the body's just got to get rid of it on its own at this point. He's had it for over a month now, a month and a half. So I'll just pray for my Pops and hopefully he gets better. Been in and out of the hospital. Love to pop. All right, let's get this slug out of here, shall we? Right there, come out then. Slugs hanging out the bottom end of it. What the hell they won't come out for? It's sheared off. Bust out the old trusty dusty. Scroll tall. Pull that shit off there. Huh. Why the hell won't you come off there, you bastard? Alright, that's heating up. I'm gonna take let's square up this other piece. out. I don't know why it's sticking like that. But we're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it right quick. Fucking tongs are hot down there. My hand just touched that tong. Owie. Damn it. Touched these tongs on accident with the back of my finger trying to get this damn plug out of here. Ah. There we go. It's out now. Damn plug. That was hot. Did I mention it was hot? It was fucking hot. You don't feel a thing, huh? So my dad used to say to me all the time. No, that ain't snow. That's just extra metal, Pop. Extra metal from my shop here. I got a stack of extra metal laying down over there on the side of the shop. But we're not decided to extend it. Okay, now we got some square stock. Oh, it's so much easier, Curtis. But now we got some nice square stock. That's right, no steel wasted. Whatever you are talking about, that's right, no steel wasted. Oh, that ribbon burner is good as sings, baby. I love it. I love it. It's so controlled. It's so quiet. You guys can hear the fine, right? I talk just like this. I don't have to do that. Just talk. You guys can hear it. Maybe not over the rain. Definitely not drown out my 40. Like it used to be, right? Oh yeah, it's dialed in. Yep, back that airflow down, way down. Turn the PSI down and the flow down. And matching piles You guys know his name. I know his name is Spencer. Gave me an idea. Drill a hole in my pipe past the mixing point where the gas inserts. So you got the air coming in this way, the gas here, then it goes to a bend, and a bend like that. So when the gas comes in, before the first bend, drill a hole, take some square bar, twist it, and stick it in the hole, weld it in place until the hole back up. Then the twisted bar will actually swirl the air more before it gets to that corner and actually mix it better where you want to do lower PSI. So much faster drifting than a power hammer too, I will say. Opened up. Now, once I get in a production, figure out how to use the production mode. Doing this, I can start really banging them out. You see how fast this one goes. And I had 3 more simple cords waiting to come out when the next one goes in. What I need to do is make several of my little drifts that I got. That way I can pull one and use another one while this pulling off. I don't have to worry about moving the drifts. So these drifts are made out of S7 too, but I don't want to screw them up. S7 ain't coming for cheap. Yeah. Do I heat treat or just temper? What do you mean? Do I heat treat my hammers? Do I heat treat here? Is that what you're asking? What are you asking? The flatter. I heat treat the face. Face on it. Treat it like a punch. Draw temper. Heat the whole thing up, quench off the face, and let it sit there, let the heat from the pole bleed back into the face until you see the face come to the color you want. I only go to like a blue purple, something like that. So it's not stamped brittle, it's going to crack, but it's not stamped soft, but it's going to conform the shit when you hit it not steel. And I'll leave the back just normalized. That way, you know, it's not brittle. Your hand comes to chip off, run through, change the handles out, pull it off the handle, you know, stick it in the forge, fix the back end of it, reheat, treat your face, go on with it, you know. It's made for dressing work. If you, like some people, they just grind the back in shape, they get rid of the mushroom. Yeah, the back is soft and loaded. Any kind of struck tool that I ever sell, I don't use the bolt, ever. That's what the differential temper is. It's face hardening, not part of just the face. Draw all the heat to temper the face out of the mold with the flatter. The only thing on the flatter that gets heat treated is the face. quenching in oil because it's a small cross section. 4140 big hammers you can quench in water. When you get down to like 1 inch, inch and a half cross sections, you want to go for oil. And with the face of the flatter on, you do a 3/4 inch thickness of, you don't want a chance of it cracking, so I quench it in oil. The flatter for a person, the flatter's worth the effort for anybody that wants to flatter some shit perfectly flat and smooth. 4140 is water quenched up to above a certain size because it has to quench at a certain rate to harden properly, and when it gets up above 1.5 inches, it doesn't quench fast enough in oil to harden properly. You got to remember, it's got less carbon in it than 1045. It's got 0.05% less carbon than 1045, but 1045 the water comes through. So to get 4140 hard, you count on the moly too to make it tough. Not super hard. So if you go to oil with it and it's too big, or that damn thing's not going to get cold fast enough to harden. This is going to take whatever else got hardened on out. So you want to switch to water. Yeah, it packs a lot of heat in bigger buildings. Smaller cross sections, you can do it. It'll cool it down fast enough to harden. It'll actually cool it down too fast and water and crack it. And that's straight from the heat treater's handbook for 4140. That's how they say to do it. They tell you above certain cross sections to start using water, or start using oil. Or water, excuse me. Below certain cross sections of oil. Like right now. We've got one side of his eye off. So the other side of the boot can work. Do that. I'll do it more. Instead of water, got a small cross section. I don't want it to break. I got one side black, one side red. We'll put the next biggest drift through it. Don't go. Drift pops out of my hand. What else? I use brine for W1. I use a brine. For all my W1 knives with molds on it, show you the brine. I super saturate water with salt. Super saturated means you boil water and you pour so much fucking salt in it that it will no longer dissolve the salt. No matter how long it boils, you're going to have salt sitting at the bottom of the pot still. That's when you know your water is completely salinated. It's super saturated. Okay? Then add a tablespoon maybe of Dawn dish soap to that. And what that does is break it down the surface tension of the water. And it's a really quick quench. But it's not as hard on it. It breaks the surface. That's right, you add Dawn. I add Dawn as well. Dawn dish detergent. And it breaks the surface tension is what it is. Break that surface tension, and you'll see a major difference in your quenching between oil and brine with W1. You don't even need clay on it. You know, you don't even need clay on the spine at all. You can just quench the bottom half of the blade in brine. Take it out, you know, or let it cool over non-magnetic before you dunk the whole thing, and then when you clean it up, you'll have a hamon line on it. I imagine that by the time they were making firearms, they knew how to temper and harden stuff. And it wasn't really much of a question, and they knew they had to have the treated steel to do it. They probably didn't know immediately, but they probably made one out of wrought iron, and the fucking thing probably blew up in their face, and they're probably like, oh, well, it's obvious we're going to have to heat treat this steel because we don't want it blowing up in our face. Make it stronger. They probably didn't know how powerful it would be until it was heat treated. But I imagine that once they realized that it needed to be heat treated, that wasn't an issue because they've been heat treated up to that point for a long time. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's how they made barrels. They did, you know, they folded it, they rolled it, and made it forward loaded. You know, definitely. It's not been too long though since we've had DOM, drawn over mandrel, which means it's a tube with no seam. It wasn't rolled around anything. It was a puck of steel, hole punched in it that was put on rollers and stretched out over a damn mandrel. It's got a long bar, rollers, and it just stretches it out, makes pipe. That's what DOM stands for, drawn over mandrel. They don't have that seam like you're talking about before as well, barrels. Right, they case hardened a lot of stuff back then because they didn't have the steel that we have now. They had steel, they had good steel. It just wasn't nothing compared to what we have. We have so many different types because we got steel down to molecular structure now. Make any kind of steel for any kind of application. Back then, they just knew that they could make shit hard. So to speak. All right, Pop, I love you. Go enjoy the race. Relax. Get well, Pop. Really. about time. Where you been, man? You done missed the whole use of the flatter maker. You missed it, didn't you? You daggone missed it. Showed up, then you left. What the hell? So, apparently I got a crack in my scrolling tongs when I heat treated them and didn't know it. Look at the grain structure of that. Isn't that sexy? Yeah, don't burn your fucking house down, Richard. That's great advice for the first time firing up your forge. Other than that, don't burn yourself. But you can see the dirty line right here. And you see that dirty line right there where the crack went whenever I heat treated these things. And it broke on me. Dadgummit. But I will say I got the grain structure fucking nailed on that. I'm still gonna have to use this damn thing. Drifting by hand. Shape it like the drift. The eye's offset to the side just a hair on this one, but I don't care. You don't swing these, and it ain't got shit to do with the performance of it. It's just a handle for you to set it in place. So. Rain starting to pick up. Man, it sounds different here without headphones. I'll never work in here without my headphones. I only take 20s, Ben. I only take 20s. Keep you small shit. Yeah, if you're using gas, man, I recommend you get a piece of paper and light it and stick it inside the forge. Use that. Make sure your fire is lit before you put gas to it. Don't ever put gas to it until you have a fire inside of it, okay? Because you don't want to do a fucking boom. I learned that the hard way with that forge. And I put the fire in there, but I didn't turn the gas on high enough fast enough. And the damn blower, I had it all the way open. It blew my flame out, right? Well, it still had embers on the paper. And I didn't realize I cut the gas on, it built up and built up and built up in there, and then finally it fucking ignited. And when it did, it sounded like a bomb going off, and it split my bricks open. It busted my bricks in half. It blew them out the front, back, and forth. So make sure you got fire in your forge before you turn the gas on. It scared the shit out of me. I mean, whoa! Turn everything off, full stop. Yeah, make sure it's a good fire. Like I said, make sure the blower doesn't blow your fire out. Next heat, we'll just knock them cheeks down a little bit. Try fuller the cheeks. Should I just hit them with the power hammer and bring them back to square? Just flat. I like to keep all the mass in the eyes as you are striking. Instead of stretching them down the handle because you're not swinging it. You're going to have structural integrity on the handle with the head. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, power hammer. Only pull the cheeks if she says it's okay. Sometimes if she doesn't, it just depends on how froggy you're feeling that day. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary on a flatter either. I don't normally pull my cheeks out too much on the flatter. Because you don't have to swing. The handle doesn't even get set in there and locked in. It's made to pull out. See you, Dan. All right, so fire hammer it is. Fire hammer it is. problem is, see, when you square it up, you see the eye's just a little off center. Would one of you guys be upset if you got a flatter for me with the eye just off center a little bit? Yeah, on a hammer, absolutely. It's definitely important on a hammer, but on a top tool, it's not that critical. It's not critical at all. You know what I'm saying? It has no bearing on the performance of the tool at all when it's all centered. Now, if it's fucking super wonky, like that, then yeah, I'm not gonna send that. Well, that's the beauty of buying hand-forged tools. They work amazingly. They don't look like they were shit out of a press. They don't look like they were shit and stamped out of an assembly line. Know what I mean? That's how mine is. They stay in my shop and still better. That's what most of my tools are that I use are coal items. So I don't gotta waste time making tools for my damn self. So that way, you know, I don't know, it doesn't waste any time. I don't have to, you know, stop and make a bunch of different sets of tongs and shit like that. I mean, I will if I ever have to. Like I said, I just call out shit that I'm not pleased with and start over on it, I'll stick it aside. That proves it's functional even though it's ugly. That's right. Pretty ones go off the new home. centered that out pretty good on it. Well, almost. A lot better than it was. Cooling one side, going off to the other side, but the side that's too far out, cool it off, so when you drift it, it pushes the other side out to match it, instead of pushing them both. I'd be happy sending that out. Sure. What about you? We're going to go one more time. On this side of the car. Which info you talking about? Talking about how to get the eye pushed back over the center? Yeah, cool off one side that's pushed out too far and leave the other side hot. When you drift it, this side won't move near as much as this side. It'll help bring that side back over. Burnt my finger. I got an owie there. Burnt it there and there. Touching the back of them tongs. And it's definitely hot on the back of your finger. It's not as bad on the front of your finger, but on the back. Now I say that with caveat, cool it off. Don't let junk in the shit with water just because it's going to heat it back up. Because if it's crack in water when you do that, then it's going to crack. Like 5160, I would never do that with 5160 in water. I'd do it in oil. See if it's in oil. Now if I'm making something out of 1045, I'll use water. Use the proper quenching media to do that. Yeah, Terry Wright, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? One more time, just on the side. I don't want to go further that way. This should be the last time I got it drifted. And it should be done, except for cleanup. Hit it with a file, a couple spots, dry the face smooth, etc., etc., etc. One side, leave the other side hot. Put it where you want it. Beat it. Just beat it. Now we're pretty much back to center on both sides. And the hole right here is good. There we have our flatter, folks. Now all that's left is the cleanup of it, which I'll do on the grinder. Put it back in here. Let's normalize one time. We're going to go to the grinder. What do you guys think? Think that flatter maker works pretty well? And guess what? It is the first time since I've started making flatters that I'm not fucking dead exhausted after making one. How about that? I'm not tired. I'm not tired at all. I love it. I'm not wore out. I didn't get my blood pressure up swinging that damn sledgehammer trying to smush that block to upset it down because I'm here by myself, you know what I'm saying? But that flatters aren't so bad when you've got a team of strikers, 2, 3, 4 people hitting wham, 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 wham. It goes a hell of a lot faster. I mean, Cody showed that, for example. Cody Wakers, me and him knocked out a flatter, 2 heats. We punched the eye in 1 heat, and then, once we started upsetting it, 2 heats. We punched the, necked it down, punched the eye. It only took 1 heat to punch the eye, it took 1 heat to neck it down. And then, once we got it into the swage block, started upsetting the face, 2 heats, we had the whole thing upset, flattened out like we wanted. Me by myself, it takes like 7, 8, 9 heats to do it. Sometimes more, depending on how tired I am. So, for something to work that damn good, be that damn easy to make, man, that's the cat's meow, boy. That's the best shit I've got in my shop right here, other than power here. They tell you, I sell flatters. Not dread selling flatters, but they sell. People like them. They wear my ass out making them. You guys have seen me do them. Wear you out. That's right, we appreciate not being worn out. Get more done when you ain't exhausted. Pull this flatter out of here now. Make sure we're non-magnetic. We are non-magnetic. And we're going to leave it sit just like that. Very, very small points of contact on the anvil like that. Just the corner of the face and where it sits on the drift. And let it sit there and just normalize. Let it normalize. And call that done. Until we grind it and then come heat treat it and all that. But, you know, we done for the most part. With the forging, the hard part. With work. We done with it. I can put my sweatshirt back on because it's getting chilly in here now that I got that forge turned off and not moving around now. I think that's going to do it for me, guys. We've been right at 2 hours this time. Holy hell, we got a 2 hour stream out of 10. Less than 2 hours to make a flatter. How about that? And square up another billet. Realistically, I could probably fire the forge up and have that other billet made into a flatter that just needs an eye punched in it within the next 15 minutes. But y'all saw how fast that was once it was hot. Necked it down in 1 or 2 heats. 2 heats, I think, got it small enough to fit in the flatter maker, and then 2 heats to upset the face down. Can't beat that. It's like a sore pecker. Just can't beat it. It was a joy to do. It really was. I enjoyed it, guys. And now, I'll give you one last look at it. Nice thick face, beefy pole. Yes, I said beefy pole. See me? Ben's over there dreaming. All right, there you go, man. Man, I'll tell you guys, I want to do videos, I really do, but like I said, I'm so damn busy that it just takes so much of my time. And to actually produce quality videos, edit them, and all that other stuff, it takes a lot of time to do that, time that I don't have. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. So if I found somebody that had the time and I could record what I do, and then I send it to them, and they make the video. They add everything together. They put out a good video that people would want to watch, and I'd pay for that service. But I don't know anybody that does that shit, and I can't shortchange my family and my income wasting time editing videos. You know, I mean, not for nothing. Let's look at YouTube right now. Okay, been on this. And I'm not asking for a super chat, so don't fucking send me one. Please, if you're going to send me a donation, send it to my PayPal. But let's just think about it for a second. I spent 2 hours on this right here today. I burnt up fuel, and I didn't get a single super chat or anything to my PayPal, which isn't, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's why I don't have much time for YouTube anymore, because I have bills to pay, and I've got to be doing stuff that's making me money. And that's how busy I am. If it could make it to where YouTube wasn't taken away from my income to take time to do YouTube, I'd love to do it. So if you guys know a videographer, somebody that'd be interested in throwing together some videos for me, I'll shoot the footage. It doesn't take no time to shoot the footage. I just roll the camera while I'm working, you know. But if you know somebody, put them in contact with me. I would love to have somebody put together some videos for me and help me get my channel back up to snuff, because I'd love it. Don't have the time. Hopefully, Power Hammer can help me make up some ground. I don't know. But for right now, it's just not. No, it wouldn't chop out my personality, because my personality would be in the video. And, you know, that they would be no. They'd have to delete the whole fucking video to get rid of my personality. You know, so. Yep, 5 times faster when you're not recording. That is the God's honest truth. So, I guess I shouldn't complain because I'm busy. Bills are being paid, people are ordering, making money, doing well. You know, so I ain't got any complaints there. I just really hate that I can't keep putting out videos for you guys. So that's why I do the live streams. I don't have to edit them. I just hit the go live, tell you what I'm doing. We can sit and shoot the shit while I'm working. That's the most productive way I have to do YouTube right now. So, that being said, it is Valentine's Day. I got a steak dinner to cook for the wife. Yeah. All right, guys. Y'all take it easy. Knock you out one of them flatter makers if you got the steel and the welder. And it makes shit a whole lot easier. Peace.